Let's begin in Tadasana. It's Goga, kinda like yoga. 2 years in the game, 78 postures later, it is clear hip openers are the big boys or girls in yoga. From sitting ones, lunges, squats, goddesses, hamstring stretchers, including the inversions. With this foundation, I'm convinced that we are ready to take a 90-day journey towards the mother of them all. They call it Hanumasana, monkey, or as most of you know it, the splits. Enjoy the ride. So in Tadasana, you come on to standing at the top of your mat, palms facing forward, trying to root firmly into the earth with your feet, spreading your toes a lot, relaxing every part of your body as you connect to the earth underneath you. Take one more breath here. Inhale through the nose. Exhale. Inhale, extended mountain pose. Reach your hands up, grow tall. Exhale so that you can open your elbows outwards. Bringing your elbows halfway down, opening your chest towards the sky. Inhale, come back into extended mountain pose. Soften your knees and so that you can spill forward, coming into a forward fold. Halfway lift, come into a flat back, straightening the hamstring. And then exhale so that you can take your left leg back and come into low lunge. So that you can come into crescent half angel while in a low lunge. Sweep your hands up towards the sky. And so that you can open your elbows outwards, wide, reaching them up, chest towards the sky. Inhaling and exhaling. Try to open the chest even more so that you can find a deeper back bend. Bring your hands down on the ground, bend the back knee, lift up and come into low lunge. Stay here for a moment. And so that you can step the right leg back and come into downward facing dog. Shift your weight forward and come into plank pose. And so that you can come all the way down to your belly. And stay here for a moment here. And then so that you can shift your chest up, coming into cobra, bending your elbows slightly, opening the chest. Lower back down, bringing the chest down to the mat. Plant your hands to the mat under your shoulders, and so that you can push back into downward facing dog. Inhale, rise up into your tippy toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, and see whether you can hop to the top of the mat, bringing your feet between your hands. Come into halfway flat back, gaze forward. Exhale, fold forward, bringing your head to meet your knees. Now circle, sweep your hands up towards the sky, bringing your palms to touch, gaze up. Spill over your legs, coming into a forward fold. Halfway lift flat back, gaze forward. With an exhale, so that you can take your right leg back, coming into low lunge. Drop that knee down, come into crescent half angel, sweep your hands up overhead. And so that you can open your arms out, opening the chest, drawing your elbows wide, dropping your head towards the back for 3, 2, and 1. Come back into low lunge, hands back to the mat, so they can push through your hands, lift the back knee off the ground, step back the left leg and come into downward facing dog. Now shift forward again into plank, keeping the shoulders over the wrists, elbows bent, come into chaturanga, hover over the ground, elbows sliding against the ribs, slide your chest forward, coming into upward facing dog, open your chest and take downward facing dog. Exhale, exhale, trying to create that nice inverted V with your body. Up into your tippy toes, bend your knees, gaze forward, walk, step or fly to the top of the mat. Coming into halfway lift, back, gazing forward. Exhale, bow forward, dropping your head down towards the knees. Sweep your hands up once again into extended mountain pose, reaching up tall, softening the shoulders, maybe drop your head back slightly. Exhale, dive forward, coming into a forward fold. Halfway lift, flat back, look forward. Exhale, so that you can take the left leg back, coming into low lunge, just what we did. Then come into high lunge, full crescent warrior, hands overhead, feeling that nice stretch. Keep bending into your front knee, creating a 90-degree angle here. Back foot is strong. Take half angel wings from here, elbows wide, open the chest towards the sky, opening your heart to possibilities, freedom. This is a heart chakra here, so you want to engage it. And so that you can take Superman pose. So take your hands above the ears and so that you can tilt your upper body forward, bringing the chest towards the right thigh, and feel that nice stretch from your fingertips all the way to the toes on the left leg. Keep reaching. You'll feel like a very strong stretch on your thighs. Quads are getting a stretch here, and keep melting the chest even lower towards the thighs as you reach forward. Superman, Superwoman posture. And then from here, so that you can take your hands down, and then so that you can spring the back leg and come into standing split. So the back left is lifting high. You can even try and challenge yourself and say that you can support your hands on your right calf, ankle, feeling that nice stretch on the entire hamstrings. Release that leg, fold forward. Oof. Stepping the foot down next to the right. So that you can bend your knees and so that you can sweep your hands up, find chair pose. Keep sinking your hips lower. Remember to tuck your tailbone in. Now sweep your hands back. Lift your heels off the ground, coming into half chair at the Utkatasana. Take the arms back, shift back into full chair pose, lift up, and then keep coming into half chair. So we can do this about 3 to 5 times, just be able to find that stretch. Stretch your hands forward and then bow forward, keeping the legs straight. Try to find that bow. And then halfway lift flat back, so that you can step your right leg back into a lunge, low lunge. Now sweep your hands and come into full crescent warrior, palms facing up, stretching those hands towards the sky. Keep bending to the front knee, which is the left knee now, and then so that you can take half angel from here. Broaden the elbows as you open the chest towards the sky. Possibilities here, trying to open the heart center, feeling that nice stretch. Let's try Superman or Superwoman on this other side. So arms alongside the ears, tilt the torso forward about 45 degrees or rest them on the thigh. And then keep feeling that nice stretch, especially on the left leg. Totally engaged here. Feel that burn. That is the work right there. Inhaling for 5 breaths and exhaling. Fill up. Clear. Back leg is strong. Bring your hands down, spring forward and take standing split on the right side, left side rather. Keep the right leg up, lifted, and so that you can even balance by grabbing the left calves. And stay here. You can even drop your head down slightly. Keep the leg straight and then bend your standing foot slightly. Bring your right leg slightly next to the left. Come into halfway lift, flat back. Exhale so that you can bow forward into a fold. Now from here, circle sweep your hands up, coming towards the sky, extended mountain pose, gazing up. Soften your knees and so that you can bow forward into a fold. Halfway lift flat back, gazing forward so that you can press your hands and step back into Chaturanga. So shift your weight forward, bend your elbows, upward facing dog, lift your chest up. With an exhale, take downward facing dog. Oof. Now, take your right leg back towards the sky, 3-legged dog, so that you can bend it open towards the left, and then so that you can fall back into wild thing. Keep lifting your hand up long, dropping your head back, chest is lifted, back foot is strong. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, so that you can take downward facing dog. Oof. Taking your right leg back towards the ground. Relax on down dog for a bit. Left leg flies up again into 3-legged dog. Bend the knee and so that you can open. Drop that left leg down on the ground. Lift your hips up using the strength of your pelvis. Lift up and then keep lifting the left hand towards the back. Drop your head back more. Find wild thing. This is a very nice back bend, by the way. It's also a very artistic posture in a sense. And then keep dropping your head back, gazing towards that hand. Back to down dog very slowly, the way you came into the posture. Take downward facing dog. Now shift your weight coming into plank. Chaturanga, bend your elbows. Hover over the ground here for a bit. Tops of the feet press down, lift up into upward facing dog, and then take downward facing dog. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Now gaze forward, bend your knees, and then travel to your top of the mat or the hands. Now separate your feet wide and take Malasana squat. So Malasana, you're going to take your feet slightly like a V, and then use elbows to push the knees outwards. You'll naturally feel like a stretch on the hips here, and then try to keep your chest straight, so you're not like slouching. So you want to keep the chest open, and then bring your hands down, take a forward fold, straightening your legs here. Chair pose, bend your knees once again, sweep your hands up overhead, keep sinking into your natural chair, engaging the belly here as you sink your hips even lower, breathing in and out. And now from here, bring your hands to your heart center. Now shift your weight into the right foot. Bring your left leg up, tilt forward, kick the left leg back behind you, and come into warrior 3. You can keep your hands at your heart center, otherwise stretch your hands completely forward. Feel that amazing balance here. So you're balanced like a seesaw, using the right leg here as your balance, and keep reaching forward, anchoring your gaze down on the ground, and then see whether you can land the back foot down and take low lunge. Oof. So inhale and exhale, and then find your way back into downward facing dog. Bend your knees so that you can walk, step, or jump to the top of the mat. Separate your feet out wide, and then so that you can take Malasana squat. So I'm just going to give you a back side here so that you see what that looks like. So the feet are pointing outwards here, hands into prayer, and then the elbows are pushing the knees outwards. And then keep staying here, lift your chest up. You want to elongate your chest, and then release, hands to the mat, and take a forward fold. Find chair pose once again, lift your hands up overhead. Stay here and keep sinking the hips even lower, feeling that nice stretch on the legs. Hands to your heart center so that you can lift the right knee up, standing tall. Kick that leg back towards the back as you tilt forward, keeping your hands at your heart center, flexing your toes, reach your hands forward. So when you flex your toes, you're actually squaring your hips here so that you don't overextend that leg. So you want to intentionally actually square your hips towards the ground with an internal rotation of that leg. And then from here, so that you can take downward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Oof. Relax here for a bit, inhaling and exhaling. Breathing in and breathing out. Bend your knees, look forward, walk, step, jump to your hands, and then so that you can find halfway lift. Exhale, bow forward. Now chair pose. Take your hands up and then bring your hands to your heart center. And then from here, keep sinking your hips even lower and take revolved chair. Twist towards the right side. So bring your left tricep on the right thigh, and then keep pressing these palms as you lift your chest up and back. And then gaze up towards the sky or the ceiling above you as you find this nice twist on revolved chair. And then stay here for your 5 breaths. You're trying to get that nice alignment of the elbows, as you can see from my hands here. Stay in the twist, and then so that you can take a big step back with your left foot and come into a twisted lunge. This takes a lot of balance, so you want to be very careful, like still keeping the alignment of your arms as you find these twists. And twists are very important just to also work on the abdominals or the internal organs. Very good for cleansing. And then keep looking up, hands down on the ground, come into low lunge, bringing your hands back onto the mat. Inhale, opening the chest, looking forward, and then exhale so that you can find downward facing dog. Bend your knees so that you can travel to your hands. Walk, step, or fly to the top of the mat. Come into halfway lift. And then exhale, bow forward. Find your way into chair pose. Reaching those hands tall. Hands to your heart center. Inhale, lift your chest up. Again, make sure that your toes are touching, your knees are touching. And then so that you can take revolved chair on the other side. So right tricep connecting to the left thigh. And then keep opening your chest up. Rotating your upper body towards the back. Just be able to find that nice twist. And you can keep sinking your hips lower. Ideally, if you can bring your hips on the same level as your knees, that will be cool, but no pressure. So stay here. Now revolve lunge so that you can take your right leg towards the back. Keep the twist on the upper body and just find your balance here. Oof. Stay here for 5 breaths, breathing in and out in this twisted lunge. Exhale. Inhaling and exhaling. Yeah, so day number 78, we're just trying to do a lot of these stretches before we move to day number 79, where we'll try again the split and see where we are in that level of practice. Step back into downward facing dog. Exhale, exhale, exhale. Relax here for a moment, melting your chest more towards the thigh as you breathe in and out. Slowly bring your knees down to the ground and see whether you can sit on your heels. We're going to do a back bend here. Let's start with camel. So bring the base of your palms either on your hips, otherwise so that you can take your hands on your heels and then drop your head back. And then open the throat, drop your head back, open the chest here and take camel pose. We've done this before. You can even try slide your hands more towards the feet just to deepen the bend. But the idea is to make sure that the thighs are straight the entire time, so the thighs are not sinking with you as you take camel pose. And stay here. Tap by release by tucking your chin in first and then sit on your heels. Oof. Catch your breath here for a moment. So that was the first camel. So this just gives the spine a bit of a stretch. So we're going to do saddle pose or reclined hero's pose. Remember this posture, we did it against the backdrop of a very beautiful mountain before. So separate your feet and so that you can slide your bum and the space between your feet, and so that you can completely rest your body down on the ground. Reclined hero's pose. This is a very beautiful quad stretch, but it's also a very intense posture, very advanced by the way. So you want to move very carefully. If none of this is working, you can always slide a pillow under your back, or you can even sit on a block if you can't get to plop your bum on the space between your feet. And just relax here. Ideally 10 breaths, breathing in and out. And you can even stretch your hands above your head as you feel that nice quad stretch. Oof, both on the right and the left. Now the idea is to say that you can melt the back completely on the ground. And you're also stretching the ankles here. A lot of things are going on in this particular posture, especially on the legs. And then gently the strength of your elbows, walk back and come into hero's pose. Sit on your heels once again. Oof. Inhaling and exhaling. You can sit on your heels. So you have an option of trying a second camel pose. Otherwise, slide on one side and then find your way into sitting. And then bring the soles of your feet to touch and take star pose. Knees wide as they fall towards the sides. Grab the tops of your feet. And then lead with the heart and say that you can fold forward, bringing your head towards the feet. If you can get your head all the way to touch the feet, why not complete the circuit and the connection, linkage. Yoga. Gently raise the chest back up. Draw your knees towards your chest. And then see whether you can straighten the legs. Adjust yourself accordingly. Bring your palms to face up and take Shavasana, deep rest. Inhaling and exhaling very softly, and just let everything go in this particular posture. Then bring your hands to your heart center. Namaste.